Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's player ratings for the Chelsea game we saw yesterday at Wembley, where we lost 1-0. Very disappointing. We go out of the FA Cup in the semi-final once again. Very, very disappointing result. I'm sure a lot of people are probably like me and still not too happy with the performance and the result itself. But before we get into the player ratings and all that good stuff, I'll get into some hellos, see who's on tonight, and see how everybody is. King Thief is on. He says hello. He's saying he's still furious. Yeah, I'm not furious, but I'm really gutted and annoyed. But it is what it is. You can't win everything, innit, mate? Manchester Blues saying good news. KDB, no significant damage to his ankle. I haven't had any news on KDB, but if that's true, that's only good news. King versus Queen is on. Hello. Saying Foden has 31 games this season and scored 20 goals and 9 assists. Yep. From 31 starts, it's very good numbers. I think he's the highest goal scorer and highest assister this season. Highest goal scorer behind Gundogan and highest assister behind Kevin De Bruyne. So he's having an absolutely exceptional season. John Walters is on. Hello, mate. Shared stream. No, it's just me on tonight, mate. It's nobody else. Charlie's on. Hello, hope you're doing well, Charlie. He says, good evening, Kurt. Hopefully Man City aren't in the Super League. There is an announcement at 9:30, so would like to get your reaction on it. City may get a points deduction if they're interested in it. Well, I heard about this potential announcement at 9:30. If I'm still on when it's on, I'll have a look, see what I see, but I'll have to read into whatever the announcement is before I give my full thoughts on that one to you, Charlie. He's saying he's absolutely flabbergasted about the whole decision. If this happens, the whole footballing game from Sunday League to Premier League, it ruins the dream and it's entire embarrassment to football. Yeah, well, as I said, I'm not going to get into that because it's the player ratings, but if I've got time at the end and I'm still on, once the announcement come out, we can have a little chat about it amongst ourselves. Man City fans on. He's saying City should stick with their roots and stay in the Premier League. So a lot of guys talking about this Super League potential announcement. Kamal's on. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well, buddy. John Grogan saying football is done. Man City fans saying if we join, it would be disrespectful to teams we'd play when we didn't win the lottery like Gillingham. Yeah. Kurt, still depressed. Hope not. Yeah, I'm as I said, I'm not depressed. I'm just a bit disappointed that we didn't really give our best and we went out of a cup semi-final. But like I say, it really is. It is what it is, guys. At the end of the day, you can't win everything, and we had a really shocking day at the office in terms of performances. Kamal saying I've had time to reflect, and I still believe Pep is to blame. So we could potentially get into blame a little bit later on. Kamal, I'll give you my thoughts after we get into the hellos. Man City fans saying Villa is a must-win. Yeah, definitely need to hopefully get the 3 points against Villa midweek. Sean's on. Hello, buddy. Hope you're doing well. He says, hi, Kurt. Hope you're doing well. I'm as well as can be expected, mate. I just had my phone off most of the day, ignoring what's it and all of that rubbish and just sort of chilling out with the family and that. Braden's on. Hello, mate. He says, anyone know what time the announcement for the European Super League? I believe it's 9:30, mate. Jay's agreeing with a lot of the boys in here tonight, saying no to the Super League. Andy Milnes is on. Hello, mate. He says, hi, evening, Kurt. Great to see you tonight. Yep, it's nice to see you too, mate. Martin's on. Hello, buddy. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing good, mate. And Man City fan just agreeing, saying no to this Super League. It's a big jump because a lot of people are talking about this potential announcement. Yeah, 9:30, I believe. Let me just get through some hellos. Harsh saying, can someone explain the Super League to me if you don't mind? I don't know, to be honest, what the details are going to be. I didn't know there was an announcement until I heard some news about it about an hour before I got on here with you guys. Abdullah's on. Hello, Abdullah, mate. He says, the demise of football is upon us if we're involved in a Super League breakaway. Yeah. Brian's on. He says, hi, Kurt. But some bad ratings coming. Yeah, I believe so. Getting a hashtag going with a few of the boys in the chat there, I see. John Waters getting good evenings from him and his boy Sniffles. Hope the dog's doing well, mate, as always. Kamal's talking about the Super League, saying this Super League won't get ahead. The backlash will be too much. Well, it's one of those things. They've been trying to talk about this sort of thing for a while. We'll see what happens when the announcement comes out. Obviously, I won't be able to read it because I'll be on live. But if you guys are going to give me any information, if I'm still on, we can have a little discuss about it at the end. Because I'm sure it's a bit of a talking point for you guys. Tom's on. Hey, goes, hello, mate. Hope you're doing well, Tom. He says, even all football is going to turn into a disgrace. If we go ahead with this, it will be like taking a back step from football. Won't be supporting a club that screws over their own league for money. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably echoing a lot of your sentiments there, Tom, and I probably agree with you on a lot of points there. But until the announcement comes out and we see what's what, we'll see, mate. We'll see. CMC's on, saying hello to everybody. Hope you're doing well, buddy. A lot of guys just talking about the Super League and all of that good stuff. Let me just see if I've missed anyone else. SOS is on. Hello, buddy. He's saying evening blues. Hello, ESL. Yeah, hello, potentially. That seems to be the really interesting news coming out tonight at 9:30, apparently. Tom's saying won't be supporting a club in general, just to make it clear. Yeah. Yeah. One of those, isn't it? Pep only made 2 substitutions when he has 5. Yeah, I think that was really disappointing not to see him bring on more. Man City fans just giving Harge a little bit more information. It's potentially going to be the top 3 in Spain, top 3 in Italy, and top 6 in England in one division. Obviously, the German clubs won't be able to join because of the 50+1 rule in Germany. The SOS is pretty much agreeing with a lot of what people are saying. Goodbye to football as we know it. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff coming through now. So I'm just getting a message from Maddie. Let me just read this now, see if it's anything important. No worries, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, bit of an interesting one. Obviously, this news about the Super League coming out potentially at 9:30. Obviously, this is the player ratings vlog. So let me just get on, see if I've missed anyone else who's on tonight. Paul Jefferson says should have played the strongest side. It was a semi-final. I completely agree with you there, mate. Completely agree with you there. And Benny MCFC's on as well. He says can't rotate 7 or 8 players every game. It won't work. 2 or 3 maybe. Yeah, I think Man City fan, keep your scores right. So as I'm sure a lot of you are heated about this Super League summing up, we'll get through to what tonight's vlog is, and then if we've got time at the end when the announcement comes out, we can go through to some of that. But before we get into the player ratings, I want to just give obviously a massive shout out to all the guys that have joined us on Patreon so far. I'll just bring up here. So Philip Ward, Malcolm Horner, Ozzy, Charlie Everett, and Ronnie Beaver. Thank you so much. There is a video going out for the tier 3 subscription, which is the £15 bracket. That's going to be from the Melbourne City's big vlog from over there with the Aussie lads. So that'll be going out to Aussie straight away, mate, as you're in the tier 3, and all the other guys that are on the other tiers of the Patreon will be getting it either tomorrow or the next day. And there will be a heavily edited down version given out to the subscribers on the channel for free later in the week at some point. So look forward to that. That's coming out. And once again, a big thank you to all of the guys that have joined us, and I'm sure the guys that will join us when they get their time or whatever to get it sorted. But that leads us in nicely to the player ratings. As I said, it's probably going to be a bit of a grim one with the scores tonight, guys. I know a lot of people aren't probably going to be happy with a lot of the performances. I'm going to skip out Simon Bajowski tonight because I really can't be bothered with his opinion. Not too fussed. But as I said, Andy's given us a little update. He says, hi, okay, just a quick update for Patreon. Ozzy, as a £15 member, will receive a video link tonight with the full match experience of the Melbourne City versus Melbourne victory 7-0 win tonight. And as I said, the other guys on the Patreons will get that the next day or the day after, I believe, from Andy. But I'm sure clarification will come in the comments from Andy on that. If you have any questions, just add them in the comments. I'm sure we'll be able to answer them for those specifically. But as I said, leading into what the purpose of tonight's vlog is, obviously the player ratings for the Chelsea game. I'm going to start off in goal. As I said, I'm going to leave out Simon Bajowski tonight because I'm really not too fussed what his opinion is. So is it Stefan or Stefan? Stefan? Zach Stefan in goal, who I thought, had the ball go in his net 3 times. 2 of them were offsides. So not his greatest day, but I thought his actual progression of the ball and his passing out from the back wasn't actually too bad, but it wasn't a great day at the office. And so get your scores in for Stefan. It's EN. Oh, so sorry about that. It's Stefan with an EN there. And I gave him a 5 because I think the goal itself is not necessarily his fault, comes from errors in other parts of the pitch. The other 2 times it went, they're both clearly offside. Wasn't a great game for him, but I'm not gonna. It wasn't his fault we lost the game, so I'm not gonna ramble too hard on him. So I gave him a 5 for his performance. But let's just see what some of you guys got. But before I do that, Andy's just given us confirmation. The other patrons will receive the video tomorrow night, and there'll be a very short edit for the subscribers on the YouTube channel later in the week, guys. So let's see who's kicking us off with the Stefan scores. It's going to be CM City starting us off with a very low 3. Harge has gone with a 6. Kex has gone with a 5 for Stefan. Andy's gone with a 6. Simon a 5.5. SOS a 5. Charlie's saying Stefan made a mistake for the first goal, 5. Jay's gone with a 5.5. Sean's gone with a 6. Brian Kennedy's gone with a 5.5. Neil Handstock's on. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well as always. He says Stefan 5. Without his strange mistake, this nothing game was going to penalties. Potentially, yeah, maybe so. I haven't watched the game back. Don't think I am going to watch the game back, if I'm honest with you guys. You guys are saying he came out too far for the goal, so maybe I just missed that. As I said, I was watching it with my sister with a lot of people, so I wasn't concentrating like I normally do. Chris has gone with a 5. Hello, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Kamazat, I believe that's correct. Has gone with a 5. Dudley's gone with a 5.5. So with a bit of an aggregation of your scores, couple 6s, a low 3 from CM City, 5s and 5.5. So I'm going to go on the nicer side for Stefan and give him a 5.5 with you guys. I think that's actually there's a few 5s coming in that I'm missing right here. Braden's gone with a 5. Sammy's gone with a 5, better than Sterling. So yeah, I'll drop that down to a 5 for Stefan. Not a great game, but it's not like he was absolutely abysmal. And moving on to left back for the night, which was Mendy, who you can't really what's the word? Cover it up, really. It was a really shocking game. A really, really, really poor game from Mendy. Yeah. I don't really know what to say. I think he's probably going to get a bit harsher critics on here than he should. But for me, I was I'm in an hour in between a 4.5 and a 5. And because we lost and he wasn't a great performance, I went with a 4.5. But I might be quite harsh on that. As I said, didn't watch the game back. Wasn't paying as much attention as I normally do because I was watching it with a lot of people. But yeah, let's see what you guys thought of Mendy and we can get into our aggregated score. I don't know if that one was for Mendy, but Martin's gone with a 6. If it isn't, let me know, Martin. Simon's gone with a 4. No, it wasn't. Martin's gone with a 3. Andy's gone with a 4. Charlie went with Dreadful as always, 4.5. Brian's gone with a 5. Didn't offer a lot, but didn't really do anything wrong. Average. Mendy 6, pretty average from Neil. Sean's gone with a 5.5. Chris went with a 4. Charlie Harge is saying 4's too low. Samuel Gringo's gone with a 6. Kamazat's gone with a 1. He did nothing. It's like we're playing with 10 men. 5.5 from Bean. 4, he needs to run more. 5 from JE. 4 from SOS. 3 from Kex. Mendy needs a taxi far away from us. Dudley's gone with a 4.5. The 6 was for Stefan. Yeah, no worries, mate. 4 from Man City fan for Mendy. 3 from Paul Jefferson. Yeah. Finished 3 from John Grogan, sorry. King FIFA's gone with a 3. Braden's gone with a 4. It's a bunch of really low scores there. So let me just go back up to the top and see. So some couple of 5s and 6s at the start. Then we started to drop down to the 3s and 4s. A couple of 5.5s, 4s. Couple of 3s and 4s. So I'm gonna go with a 4.5 because there was a lot of 3s and 4s in there, but there was a few 6s and 5s and 5.5s at the start. So Mendy's getting a 4.5 from the aggregated scores of this Man City fan channel, Man City Fan TV. So moving on to the guy on the other flank, Cancelo, who I thought had a really bad game as well. I thought both our fullbacks were really poor, and I thought his performance was just as poor as Mendy, and I gave him an equal score of 4.5 as well. So yeah, it's one of those for me. It's a rough one, but what can you do? I went with a 4.5 for Cancelo. It's just didn't offer much. Wasn't particularly useful. Didn't get much done at all for me. But let's get into your scores because that's what's important. King FIFA starting us off with a 6 for Cancelo. It's a bit high for me. Harry's agreeing with you with a 6. Simon's gone with a 4. Sean's gone with a 4. Brian's gone with a 5. Oh, big jump there. Andy's gone with a 4 for Cancelo. Chris went with a 4.5, agreeing with me there. CM City's gone with a 4. Didn't play his usual role, so gets exposed when defending, says Charlie. Everton's gone with a 4.5. Man City fan says 5. Bean's gone with a 5. Martin's gone with a 4. Kex has gone with a 4. Neil's gone with a 5. Ben's gone with a 5. SOS has gone with a 4. Jay's gone with a 5. Dudley's gone for a 4.5. 3 from Grogan, 5 from Samuel Gringo, and 5 from Harj. If there's any more that I've missed, Ray Fernley's given us a 4. So, yeah, not great scores either. A lot of 5s, few 6s at the starts, a lot of 4s, couple 5s, couple 3s. So with the aggregate score, it's a little bit higher than Mendy. Well, as I said, I thought Cancelo and Mendy were as bad as each other. But with the aggregate scores from you guys, I think it's just a little bit above for Cancelo. And you're going to have to give him a 5 for that one. Linny's on hello. He's saying hi all and a 4. All 4. Yeah. And we'll move on to the centre-backs, starting off with Diaz, who I thought probably had one of his worst games in a City shirt. Was a little bit dodgy with his control of the line. I thought had some off moments, had some good tackles, won a lot of headers and such, but like that. But yeah, I gave him a 5.5, probably the lowest rating I've ever given Diaz. I really thought it wasn't. It was probably one of his worst days in a City shirt I can think of off the top of my head. So yeah, starting us off with Diaz, I've gone with a 5.5 for Diaz for me personally. It wasn't shocking, but it wasn't. It was one of his worst performances for sure. And kicking us off with your guys' scores is Bean's gone with a 6 for Diaz. Harj has gone with a 6 for Diaz. Simon's gone with a 5. CM City's gone with a 5. FIFA's gone with a 3. Bit low for me, but all opinions, mate. Paul's gone with a 5.5. Andy's gone with a 6. Alec Johnson's on. Hello, mate. He says hi all. We're just on to Diaz's score now, Alex. So if you want to chip in with that one, mate, love to know what you thought. Chris has gone with a 6. Kex went for a 5 for Diaz. Sorry, went for a 4 for King FIFA. I do that all the time. Fat finger the old key on the keyboard or the finger pad or whatever. Diaz is for a 7. Some good blocks and tackles from Neil Hanstock, so he thought he had a decent game. Sean's gone with a 5.5, agreeing with me there. Brian's saying Diaz 5, best defender out of a bad bunch last night. Alec Johnson's joining us and he's given us a 5 for Diaz. Linny's gone with a 6. Ray's gone with a 5. Martin's gone with a 5.5. SOS is agreeing with me with the shout of it being his worst game in a blue shirt and he's giving him a 5. Cal's on, he says, hey, Kurt, absolutely disgusted with the news about the European Super League. Yeah, we'll talk about it potentially if I'm still on. I'll probably still be on when the thing comes out, but we're just doing our player ratings at the moment, Cal. But I hope you're doing well, mate, and I hope your family and all that's good stuff, mate, as always. Critical's finishing off with the Diaz rate, and he's gone for a 6.5. Oh, Jay, I missed that one. Sorry, mate. He says Diaz 6.5, some good blocks. Maybe a little biased as well, as he's currently my man crush. Yeah, I think he's got obviously a lot of credit in the bank with Diaz, so that count obviously does count. But as I said, I gave him a 5.5, but it's not about what I think, it's about what we think. Let's just see if there's any more before I go on. Dudley's gone with a 6, and Kamal's gone with a 6 as well. So like I said, from most of the scores I see here, good game, but decent, below average game, but not shocking by any means. 6s, 5s, 5.5s, a couple 4s, one or two 7s. So I think I'm just going to give him a flat 6. Like I say, what can you say? Average game, really. Some errors, some good blocks, some passes. What can you say? He's, like I say though, boys, he's got a lot of credit in the bank. He's been absolutely superb for us, so it is what it is. That leads us nicely on to the partner rounding off the defense, which was Laporte. And for me, I thought Laporte was actually the better defender out of the two. I thought he was the best defender on the night for me. Like I said, that's not to say that he was amazing. And I gave him a flat 6. I thought he was the best. I thought he was the best out of the bunch, and probably one of the best performing players in a City shirt last night for me, anyway. But as I say, it's not really what I think. It's about what you guys think. So starting us off will be Man City fan, and he's gone with a 7. So he thinks he has just above an average game and an okay, decent game. Harge is agreeing with you there and gone with a 7. Simon's gone with a flat 6 like me. CM City's gone with an 8, so he thought he had a really good game. King FIFA's dropping way down with a 3 there, mate. Fair enough. Paul Jefferson's gone with a solid 6 for Laporte. Alec Johnson's gone with a 7. Kamal saying 7.5 man of the match for me. Yeah, I thought he was the best player in a City shirt other than Foden. Chris has gone with a 7, so a little bit higher than me. He thought he had a good game. Oh, big jump. Andy Mills says Laporte, one of the better performances, a 7. Yeah, Linney's gone with a 6.5. King's gone with an 8 for Laporte. Neil's gone with a Laporte 7, same as Diaz. Bean's gone with a 6.5. Chib's gone with a 7, same man of the match. Brian's gone with a 5. Very average game, but can't blame him too much when Stones and Diaz have been playing. Play him at left back, Pep, is what Brian thinks. 8 for Sean, so he's agreeing with a couple of other guys and thinking he had a really good game. SOS is saying 7, my man of the match. JE saying 7, best defender. Charlie saying 6, great block. Ray Fernley, solid 6. Ben Colzon saying had some nice sliding tackles to prevent crosses. I'll agree with a 6. Dudley Lewis has got a 7. The Dean's gone a 4 Laporte. I think that's a bit low for me, mate, but it was all opinions, as always, guys. And Samuel Gringo's finishing off with a 6.5. So if there's any more missing, I'm just going to have a little bit look back up and start looking at what the score. So a lot of people are saying man of the match for us, and probably the best performer in a City shirt from who started. Decent amount of 7s, a couple low scores, but mostly 7s, 6s, 7.5s, 6.5s. So I'm gonna go a lot of, there was a lot of 7s, 6.5. So I'm gonna go. I can spell his name right. Sorry, mate. I'm gonna go with a 6.5 because there was some low 4s and 3s to bring down the average. But I agree with a lot of you guys. I thought he was the best player from a City shirt in terms of the starting 11. So Laporte 6.5. You can walk off his pitch not having his head in shame. A lot of other players aren't going to be in the same boat as. But that leads us into the midfield 3. We're going to start off with Fernandinho, who I love Fernandinho, but this was a very, very poor night from the man. He got run ragged in that midfield. It really didn't work. The setup just didn't work for us tonight. He lost the ball, some dodgy tackles, could have been potentially lucky to stay on the pitch at times for me. Yeah, man. I love you, Fernandinho, but it wasn't a great game. And I'm going to go with a 5 for Fernandinho. It wasn't great. It wasn't great for me. But start off with what you boys are saying. Simon's kicking us off, and he's gone with a 6. King FIFA's gone with a 4. Alec Johnson's with me with a 5 for Ferner. Sean's gone with a 6. Chris has gone with a 6. Paul's gone with a 3 for Ferner. Andy's gone with a 6. Chib's asking what Mendy get. Mendy got, I think, a 4.5, mate. I gave him a 4.5, and the aggregate score from the chat was a 4.5, I believe, Chib, for you there, mate. And Neil's gone with a 6. Looked his age at times. CM City's gone with a 3.5. Should have been sent off. Yeah, very lucky to stay on the pitch at times for sure. Samuel Gringo, 5 for Ferner. Chib's gone with a 3.5. Bean's gone with a 5. Ferner 5, the 2 DMs is pointless. Yeah, is especially against when you're playing 3 at the back. You need the extra attacking midfielder to break the lines. Yeah, for me anyway. Charlie's gone with a 5.5. Brian's saying Ferner 3. Love him, but very bad game last night. Mount bullied him and all game. Sadly, he'll learn from it. He's still the best DM in the world. Yeah, he's still up there in the world, but yeah, he got schooled at times in that game. It's very sad to see, but we all love Ferner, but it is what it is. You can have bad games. It's just disappointing. Linney's gone with a 5. Ray's gone with a 4. The Dean's gone Ferner 8 for his age. Work harder than anybody else. Fair enough, mate. as the motors are just ragging. Sorry about that, guys. Pretty standard game. Was lucky to stay on from Ben Cole 5. Dudley's gone with a 6. SOS 5. Tried his best to get sent off. Yeah, it did look like that at times. Turned inside out by man. Could have been sent. Mount could have been sent off. 5 from JE. Any more scores? Yeah. Martin's gone with a 5. Could have been sent off. Yeah, it wasn't a great day at the office from Ferner. So we started off with a few okay scores, some 6s, some 3s, some 5s, some 3.5s, some 5.5s, a couple 4s, a 5. Kex has got a 6 for Ferner. So I think a 5.5 with your scores seems about right for Dino. 5.5, yeah. Showed his age at times, could have been sent off. Not a great game. Oh, thank you very much. Cheers. Cup of tea getting brought, lads. We take those. But moving nicely on to the other guy in the defensive midfield position, Rodri, who I thought had a better game than Fernandinho. Had a lot of shots. Didn't really any come off. Had some opportunities. He seems to be like the one in corners who are actually going to do something at the front post. This is our only strategy. It's one of those. But yeah, thought he had a better game than Fernandinho, but not great at all. I gave him a 5.5 for Rodri. But how do I make my brew, mate? Like everyone does, with a tea bag, milk, and no sugar, mate. Sugar is the devil. What can I say? Simon's kicking us off with Rodri with 6. I like a strong tea, by the way, mate. No weak tea. You got to let the tea bag brew, mate. 6 for Simon, 6 for King FIFA, 6.5 for Sean. Rodri's got a 6 from Paul Jefferson, 4.5 for Shib. Harj has gone with a 6. Brian's gone 5.5 average game, so he's with me there. 6 from JE average, 5 from Charlie, 6 from Alec Johnson, 6 for Rodri from Kex, 6. Rodri for his age, 6 for the Dean, 5.5 for Linny, 6 for Rodri, 6 from Samuel Gringo, 6 from SOS, 6 from Bean, 5.5 from Chris, so he's with me. Neil's gone with a 6.5, not bad. He didn't get that much help. Rodders 5 from Ray Fernie, 5 from CM City, 6 from Dudley Lewis, 5.5. So he's with me, and Martin's with me and Chris, and's gone with a 5.5. So a lot of 6s. It's literally 6s, 5.5s, 1 4.5 and one 5.5. So a few 5.5s. So there was a lot of 6s, though. A lot of 6s. I would have given him a little bit lower, but it's not about my score. And it's a 6 for Rodri. And we've got the man who started but got injured, Kevin De Bruyne, next on our list, boys. So KDB, I thought he played well. He looked like the only person who was doing anything on the ball for us in the first half. And when he was on the pitch, really gutted that he got his knock, and you could really tell it limited our options coming off the bench. You know, having to have Foden as a straight swap as opposed to having him and Foden on the pitch. I gave him a flat 6 because for me, I didn't. Oh, these bloody mugs. Sorry about these guys. But yeah, I gave him a 6. Maybe I'm just being a bit too happy with a bit too, loving of De Bruyne. Maybe he was a bit lower than that. But I gave him a 6. It's not his fault. And I wish these people would shut up. But what can you do? But what are you guys thinking about Kevin De Bruyne? CM City's gone with a 5. Jay's gone with a 5. Simon's gone with a 5.5. Dean's gone with a 6. Chris has gone with a 5. Chib's gone with a 6. Sean's gone with a 5. The Dean's gone with a 5. Paul's gone with a 6. Samuel Gringo's gone with a 6. Martin's gone with a 6. Rob James has gone with a 3. Bit harsh for me. KDB got a 6 from Brian Kennedy. Wasn't as effective in the second But in the first, he tried everything, hope he's back very quickly. That's for me. Like, he looked like the only person who was ever going to do anything. So for me, he just got a flat 6. But yeah, 5.5 for Kev from Kex, 6 from Ray Fairney. Neil Hanstock's gone with a 6.5. He's warming up nicely until his injury. Yeah, it's one of those, wasn't it? It's gutted to see, isn't it? Mohammed's gone with a 5 for Kevin. Linny's gone with a 6. Tell Lewis to stop practicing outside. Mate, I don't know who it is, but they love it. It's because it's got a one-way system, right, for the car park. So cars and motorbikes can rag it, and if there's no one in the car park, they can just drift all around. So they do that all the time. But yeah, Alex saying KDB looked a bit leggy in game with 6. That's to be expected. He was one of the ones that played, wasn't he? So yeah, it was rough, man. It was rough. SOS has gone with a 6. Jonzo's gone with it. I'd say a 6. Yeah. That's a noisy kettle, Kurt. Yeah, what can I say, mate? I'm posh, mate. I've got one of those those water filter kettles. I can't even remember what the brand name's called, mate. But yeah, what can you do? Dudley's going no service, a 6. Andy's gone with a 6. Kamal's saying isolated, 6. Yeah, 57 on. Hit the likes. Hit the likes for the channel. Hit the likes for yourselves, boys. Do it. Don't let me down. Don't let yourself down. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? You don't want to walk away from a good stream that you've enjoyed and not hit the thumbs up button. It's just not right, is it? It's like not taking your shoes off when you go around someone's house and getting their carpet all dirty. It's just not right. It's just not right. But yeah, really off topic for that. A lot of 6s and a lot of 5s. So I'm going to split the difference with KDB there. And KDB is getting a 5.5 from all of us tonight. So front 3, guys. I'm going to start with Torres, who I thought never got in the game basically at any point. But I thought when he did have the ball, he was actually quite tidy with it. Didn't really do anything with it, but didn't lose the ball. Yeah. Gave him a 4.5. It's just he didn't do anything. He just really didn't get anything done on that right-hand flank. Their system with the 3 centre backs and the defensive midfielder being able to cover the half space, he just isolated constantly and never looked like he was going to get anything done. For me, as I said, 4.5 from me for Torres. Tough. I will say though, having to play against a 7-3 for like 35 minutes doesn't help. Just saying, but yeah. 4.5 for me. Okie dokie. Paul Jefferson's kicking us off for Torres and has gone with a 5. Keck's gone with a 4. Simon's gone with a 4. Chib's gone with a 2. Invisible. Sean's gone with a 4. Poor. CM City's gone with a 4. Mohammed's gone with a 5. Dean's gone with a 0. I don't think it was a 0, but fair play, mate. Harj's gone with a 5. Big jump. Samuel Gringo's gone with a 4. Alex gone with a 4. Chris broke the difference, gone with a 4.5. Andy Mills gone with a 5. Jonzo's gone with a 4. Bean's gone with a 4. SOS with a 4. Alec with a 4. Dudley with a 4.5. Lenny's agreeing with me. Struggled to get in the game with a 4. Brian's gone with a standard 5. What could he really do? Not given a chance all year. Quite isolated. Feel sorry for him. Yeah, that's the reason why I gave him a 4.5. Because at the end of the day, he has been, like I said, he had no space to operate and wasn't particularly getting fed the ball very often, was he, mate? Ben Cole saying 4, didn't lose the ball, but he failed to create anything. Yeah, pretty much exactly my thoughts there, Ben. That's why I just gave him a little bit higher than you. I gave him the 4.5. Kamal's giving Torres a 5.5. Neil's giving him 5.5. So. Chib saying he didn't take on his man once. He's meant to be a winger. Yeah, I know. I think it's just because of the space. He had to take on one man. He had Jorginho covering the half space in that side. He had the fullback pushing up man to man, and he had the cover of the third centre back on the left side. So it's really difficult. It's tough for me, but like I'm not gonna sugarcoat the performance. I didn't think it was very good. Ray Fernie's finishing us off with a 4.5. So a couple 5s in there, a few 5s in there, mainly 4s, a few 4.5s. So I'm just going to split the difference again with Torres and say, understandably, not too harsh on this guy. He hasn't been in and out a lot for us. Very isolated, didn't get exactly a lot of support. But yeah, 4.5. And moves on to probably someone who's probably going to get the most stick from a lot of the players, a lot of the guys on here tonight. And that is Raheem Sterling, who you can't say anything other than he had an absolute shocker. I remember when I said on the Friday Night Social is that the thing with Sterling is when he's bad, he's bad. Like when Kevin's bad, he still is not bad in comparative to like quality that he's playing against. But Sterling just, I don't know if he was disinterested, no motivation, no confidence. I really don't know what the issue is, but it was bloody awful. It was really poor, and he's getting the lowest score from me tonight, and that was a 4. And there was, I think the 4s are maybe even generous, to be honest with you guys, but I went with a 4. I really don't know what's going on, and who knows what's going on with Sterling. It's not good. It is not good, that's for sure. So let me scroll back up and see where we're starting. Mohamed's kicking us off, and he's gone 2. 2, wasteful. What's this? European Club Association, led by Andrea Anglini, released a statement saying they would oppose a closed Super League model and want to work with UEFA to develop club competitions. Yeah, I'd hope so. No one wants franchise in European football, do we? Simon's gone with a 4 for Sterling, so he's with me. Johnzo's gone with a 1. Sammy, I'm just going to round that up to a 1. Very poor. Harge has gone with a 2. Martin's agreeing with me and giving him a 4. CM City's gone with a 3. Kamal's gone with a 3. I like Sterling, but he was dreadful. Yeah, I like Sterling too, but what's going on at the moment? Who knows? Brian staying Sterling 3. I don't know what's going on with him at the moment. This season, poor game. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on. But it wasn't good, that's for sure. Andy Mills going Sterling. Oh my God, don't get me started. A 3. Yeah, I think a lot of us are really frustrated with Sterling because a lot of us have backed him, and it's not nice, is it? It's not nice. We feel like we're not really getting repaid, and that's for me, that's the most upsetting thing because a lot of us have backed him, and for him to not deliver for us is just disappointing, especially when he was supposed to be leading that line. He was supposed to be the freshest and most fit player out of the lot. So, yeah, Paul Jefferson's 2.5, really lacking confidence. Yeah. Oh, big jump. 0, jack shit from Alec Johnson. 3.5 from Sean. Prince gone with a 0. Didn't want the ball at all. Didn't look like he was interested at all. 2 from Kex. Couldn't pass water. Poor. Yeah, very poor. Chib's gone 1. One of the worst games I've seen from a City player in recent times. Couldn't even pass right. Disgrace of a game. Didn't even track back. Yeah, I thought it was poor all round. Neil's gone with a 4.5. Absolute stinker. I don't think he had control of the ball for any of the match. Yeah, it was bouncing off him. It was just horrible to watch. And I think his performance summed up City in a way. It was just not great, was it? It was just not great. Ben Cole's gone with a 2 for Raz. His decision-making was shocking. If my dad were home, he would have probably sent our remote through the TV. Yeah. 2, no, 3, death free. 3, don't know what's happened to him from SOS. Yeah, I heard potential things about the falling out, but it was speculation from my understanding. I don't know. I know Pep poo-pooed it, but even if it's true, Pep would obviously poo-poo it as well. Ray's gone with a 2, sorry. Sterling deck chair job, yeah. Only we gets in the points because he puts our shirt on, yeah, pretty much. Jay's gone with a 3. Dudley's gone with a 4. And Chris has gone with a 3.5. He's getting worse. So, yeah, not going to sugarcoat it, guys. It was absolutely awful from Sterling. And it felt like with a few players there, we were playing with 9 men at times with certain players out there, yeah. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And it's a 3.5 from the aggregated scores, guys. It's not great. Not great. And leads on to the final one of the starters, which was Jesus. Not great. Again, not great. I thought he was better than Torres and Sterling, but that doesn't really mean much, does it? And I gave him a 5. Thought it didn't really get anything off. Nothing really happening. Worked the channels, didn't really work. It's a rough one. A lot of rough ones in there for that performance, but yeah. So while I'm waiting for the Jesus ones to come in. Alec Johnson's going to kick us off with a 4. 5 from Jesus. Chris has gone with a 4.5. Dean's gone with a 1. TKM's gone with a 5. Gabby was all right, 5.5. Keck's saying a 5. Simon's gone with a 5. Gabby's got a 6 from Neil Handstock. You can't fault his effort, but out of form in front of goal. Yeah, that's for me. I thought it was better than Sterling or Torres, but like I said, that's not to say much, really, was it? 4.5 went too deep. Yeah, I think he was just getting frustrated with the lack of service he was getting. So he was just trying to come deep to get the ball and trying to make things happen. That's the credit I will give. He was trying. It just wasn't happening for him. Jesus 3. Said my thoughts on him. Greedy, not good enough for City. Can't finish out. Expect tap-ins. Striker needed next season from Brian. 4.5 from SOS. 5.5 for Jesus from Paul. Jib's gone with a 4.5. I actually felt a bit sorry for him. The other 2 thrown players were so rubbish. He had nothing to work with. I completely agree. And I think the midfield didn't offer him anything at all, mate. He looked like he was trying to do it all himself, poor bugger, and it wasn't coming off. Can't fault him for the effort, but the quality wasn't there. Arnav's gone with a 4. Jay's gone with a 5.5. Sean's gone with a 5. He tried, but did not come off for him. Dudley's gone with a 5. Gab's got 5 from Ray. Any more. And Linny's gone. Gabby works hard, but nothing in the finishing department of 5. So yeah, I think a lot of you guys probably agree with me there. It was better. It was the best of the bunch in terms of the front 3, but I had no one around him that looked really up for it. And it was a bit of a rough one. So yeah, a few low ones there, a few high ones. I think we'll just stick him at a 5 for Jesus. Like you say, bad day at the office, but he tried harder than a lot of other players did that game. So yeah, bring us on. We're going to do both substitutes because they played a decent amount of minutes. Foden obviously came in at 48 minutes, so he'll be the one I start off with. And for me, it's a shining light. He looked like he actually wanted to win the game. He looked like he cared about the game. He looked like the only one who really gave a monkeys for large portions that when he came on. And like I said, he had no one around him that was really giving him any service or helping him out. He was trying to do it all on his own against the 7-3 formation. So it was really rough. I gave him a 6.5. I thought him and Laporte were our best players. I'm not going to give him amazing scores. He didn't create that much, but effort, work rate, tenacity, like the passion obviously showed. It was all there for me. I gave him a 6.5. It's just a shame we couldn't have Foden and Kevin De Bruyne on the pitch because we would have been able to create a lot more because, it was just that was really unfortunate for me. Kicking off the scores for us for Foden was CM City giving him a 5. Linney's gone with an 8. Brian's gone with a 5. 8.5 from Richard. 9 from TKM. 7 from Chris Baker. Neil's agreeing with me. 6.5 energized the team. 6.5 from Foden from the Dean. Foden was man of the match for Linney. 7 for Simon, 7.5 for Sean, 7 from Andy Mills, 8 from Ray, 7 from Alec. Foden, fantastic play. He's wonderful, isn't he? 8.5. Second highest goal scorer, second highest assister. He's with probably the least minutes out of all the wingers. He's doing the business, isn't he? 7 from Chip. Has to play every game that actually means something. He most certainly does, mate. I cannot agree with you more there, mate. 7.5, determined, hungry, drove with pace, everything you could want and more. Love this kid. Yeah, I do. It's just a shame the other players around him didn't have the same mentality going into the game, mate. Yeah, I thought him and Laporte for me were our best players. SOS 6.5. Foden is a mercurial talent. He's just wonderful, isn't he? He was a bright spark in a very poor day for Manchester City. Foden 7 should start every game. Yeah, he's wonderful, isn't he? 7.5 from Dudley. Man of the match, but 7. Yeah, I can't give him a ridiculously high score because he didn't really actually create that much, but he tried his absolute socks off for sure. Nicholas has gone with a 7. Yeah, it's any more for any more. I'm sure a couple more are coming through. Kamal's gone with an 8 for Foden, so a lot of decent high scores for Foden there. A few 8s, a lot of 7s, a few 8.5s, a couple low ones like the 6.5s from me and Neil and people like that. So I'm going to be on the generous side of Foden because you weren't starting, lad, and you come on and you look like the only person who was going to do anything all game, mate. So I'm going to give you a 7, lad, from the aggregated scores of us. Love you, Philip. Love you, Philip. What a lad. What a lad. And the other substitute came on at 64 minutes, so I'm going to do Gundo as well. Came on, added a little bit of control to the midfield, but too little too late for me from Pep Guardiola. with this substitution. Like I said, once they had the 7-3 going, it was game over. We weren't scoring in a month of Sundays. When they had the bit between their teeth, 20, 30 minutes to go, and they're 1-0 up, mate. They're not going to lose from that position. So yeah, I gave them just a bang average 6. Didn't create a huge amount, but didn't do anything wrong. Controlled, added a little bit more control in the midfield, but wasn't given enough time to do anything really for me. CM City's kicking us off once again with a 5 for Gundo. Andy Mills gone with a 6. 6 for Simon, 6 for Brian, 6 for Chris, 6 for Dean, 6 for TKM, 7 for TKM, 6.5 for Neil. Quite good for the amount of time he had, exactly, mate. I think he should have been introduced a bit earlier, for me personally. SOS has gone with a 6, 5.5. Didn't really notice him, says Sean. 6.5, man of the season from Paul Jefferson. 7.5 from Kamal. The rhythm much better when he came on. I agree. It's just I didn't feel we were going to score even when he came on. It was just too little too late for me. Ray Fernie's gone with a 6. Butcher's gone with a 6. Pep should have taken out Roger and brought in Mahrez. 6 for Nicholas Phillips. It's not enough game time. Yeah, that's for me as well, mate. Should have been brought on earlier for me. 6 for sure. Hard to make an impact with how late he came on. Exactly, mate. Exactly. So I think probably the most agreeable score from everyone in the chat tonight. It's just a solid 6. I know a couple of the guys that gave him a 7.5 and a 7, but so, you know what? I'm gonna be nice to Gundogan for the subs. It's not their fault they got brought on. He couldn't do anything about getting brought on at 64 minutes, you know. So that's finishing us off with Gundo with a 6.5. Like I said, wasn't his fault. Didn't have much of the time. He's been brilliant for us for this season. Him and Foden need to be starting in every important game for the rest of the season for me. So yeah, I gave him a 6.5 with the great scores. That brings us to the end of the player ratings. Really, really crap result. Like I said, for me, Laporte, Foden, KDB when they were on the pitch, those were players that I enjoyed watching their performances. I thought they made me proud to be a fan. The rest of them, not great days at the office. Some worse than others, but yeah, as a collective, we were exceptionally poor. And credit to Chelsea for getting through. They, I think, played the right system to beat us. They stuck to their game plan. I think Mount did an absolute madness in midfield for them. Had a really exceptional game. They took their chance and they held on. And credit to them. Hopefully, Leicester can do them in the final. But you know, whatever. Not gonna be too salty about it. You know, better team won on the day for me. Think we could have got ourselves back into the game, but I think Pep left a lot of it too late. I don't do Pep ratings, but I'm just gonna give my 2 cents on Pep because obviously I wasn't on the watch along to do it like I normally do. For me, I think he made a lot of errors. We've seen that rotation obviously works well for us and has been a very key point to why we've had such a large amount of success this season. But the problem is, I can't remember who said it in the comments earlier, it's fine with rotation, but 3 or 4, not like 3s and 4s, 2s and 3s at this stage of the season, not 7s and 8s, you know? That's really it for me. Like, I agree with rotation, but I don't agree with the level of rotation. Like, at the end of the day, you play the game in front of you. We can't worry about what's 2 games down the road because every game is a cup final at this point, pretty much, you know? Until we got the league wrapped up, every game's a cup final, so we needed to have that mentality. And I was really disappointed with the amount of substitutions in there, you know. And the guys who came in just didn't do the business. I was really disappointed to see the 2-man midfield because why play the only 2 DMs we have? That can only lead us if one of them got injured? We've only got one left for the rest of the season, you know. So some mistakes for me for Pep. I think he does have a large amount to take for the blame in the result for me personally. I don't usually level that. I know I'm normally the one that says it's very easy to lose and blame team selection, but I think everyone can look at that and say too many changes, not enough match winners in there for us for this season. No Foden, no Mahrez, no Gundogan, no Walker, no Stones, no Eddie. Like, it's just too many of our key players out for me. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have got any other comments you want to make about Pep, because I don't know if that announcement's come out and any information's come out that you guys want to talk about before we jump off tonight. But yeah, I'll just get into some. Albie's talking about the Super League and is asking my thoughts on it. As I said, I'm on here live, so I haven't heard the announcement or any information in regards to that. But for me, it's just a step closer. Yeah, no Zinni as well, Chris. I did forget the main man. But going back to the question, for me, it's basically a franchise model of European football, is it not? And I think franchise sports are inherently a bad thing for me personally. But it just ruins the essence of the game, especially in established countries like England, Italy, Spain, who have all the way down their tier systems, have hundreds and hundreds of clubs that play, maybe not all professionally, but semi-professionally. And I think it's just to this statement of elitism. And I think a lot of people, especially working class football fans, don't care much for, like, if we play in a European Super League and we've got to go and play Barcelona like 4 times a year, how many City fans are going to get to go to the Nou Camp 4 times a year? It's just not going to happen, is it? It's just one step taking football away from what it is. It's the working man sport, and that's what it always has been, and it's what it always should be, you know? Commercialization and all that's obviously, it's all started changing when the Premier League money and all that come in. But for me, yeah, man, it's all about the idea that you can start from the whatever tier, bottom of England, and eventually get to the Premier League, maybe even win it and go to Europe and have that all taken away. It's just absolutely disgraceful. Yeah, I think it's just like the Americanization of sports. I think a lot of people like that franchise model because it's guaranteed money and all that, and it's just reduction of the purity of the sport, and it's sad to see. You know, a lot of my uncles and stuff stopped watching football in the 90s when the Premier League money came in, and I'm sure a lot of people, if this comes in, a lot of other people will stop being interested in sport, and it's just driving away the core fans of what this sport is. It's for the community and for the working man. That's what it's always been. It's what it always should be for me. But I don't want to babble on because, as I said, I haven't actually got any details about this announcement. So that's just my initial thoughts. But let me just try and get up to somewhere back into the comments, see what some of you guys are saying. Richard's talking about Pep and saying Pep knows well what he needs to do to win games, but he has to play all the players. Yeah, I just thought it was just a few too many for me. Oh, I've just got a message from Martin saying it's 10:30 now, the announcement. Then it'll be in 2 weeks. So I'm not staying on till 10:30, lads, just to let you know on that one. That's for sure. But let me just get in some of the other comments. I'd rather go out in the 3rd round than get into the semis and put him in that display. The display is what I think a lot of us are disappointed with, Andy. It was a very poor display from the boys, and it's very disappointing. Too many players out of form. Yeah, playing too many players in the same team that are out of form, I don't think helps either, mate. The fact that we only needed 1 goal was the most frustrating way to lose. I understand losing, but it's the way we lost. I completely agree with you, Ben. But like I said, once it got to the point where they were 1-0 up and they made those subs, took basically all their forward players off and had basically a 7-3, we could play all day and we weren't going to score. The game was already done at that point. Like the changes and things needed to happen already at that point. We had the early warning signs with the offside goal. That's the thing. That's the thing that frustrated me the most, is we had the warning signs there of what was to come. We didn't react to it. Yep, no Zinni. I know, Chris. I know. Yep, nothing yet, pal. Yeah, it's the Americanization of football. It's very sad to see, but it's what you expect when a lot of the Premier League clubs are owned by American franchise owners of other sports, right? Kamal's saying it's a surprise that PSG weren't in the 12 teams. I don't believe there was any French teams in the 12 teams that I saw. From what I saw, yeah, looks like the announcement's at 10:30 from what I'm seeing, from what I've been seeing. Richard saying from now on, Zinni, Foden, KDB, Mahrez, Walker, and Gundogan must play all the remaining games. I completely agree with you, and I'd stick John Stones in there for me as well. But I completely agree with you. They need to play. Man City fans saying, my uncle said Chelsea dominated us, but we limited them to 5 shots. My uncle knows nothing about football. I told him he talks crap and that I'm talking to him again. He knows nothing. I think the thing is with that is when people watch City, they're so used to seeing us with 70% possession. When we go down to like 55% possession, it's far more noticeable. So it gives the idea that the team are actually having more of the ball when we had 55% of the possession. We had 11 shots to 5. We both had 3 on target. We had 6 corners to 3. We dominated the play in that sense, but we created absolutely nothing of merit and note. But yeah, the Dean's saying it's American money. Look who bought into us last year. Salt Lake. It's PPV and nobody in the stadium. Million watching around the world. Yeah, it's that system, isn't it? Agree. The German model where fans own 51% of the clubs is spot on. Absolutely is, mate. And it's why that will always. I think Bundesliga is a growing league for a lot of reasons, and that's definitely one of them. The club should ask the fans. It's too big to ignore our thoughts. Yeah, whatever the club do, I think a lot of people aren't going to be happy with the club. A lot of people have backed the club's decisions in a lot of cases, but I think this one, a lot of the fans won't, mate. And I agree with you. There'll be quite a bit of a backlash for this one. And Paul Jeffins saying, as the ABBA song goes, money, money, money. I do love ABBA. Greatest hits albums, absolutely quality. Dupe's on. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. You missed all the ratings, mate. But if you want to stick them all in now, I'll read them out for you as always, Dupes. There weren't 2 great scores, mate. I'll just give you a warning for that one. Chris is saying, give Kurt a thumbs up. No, like I said earlier, give yourselves a thumbs up because it's not me you're upsetting or disappointing. You're letting yourselves down. And you don't want to let yourselves down. It's just you don't want to do that. You want to go to bed tonight going, City lost on the weekend, but I did my bit. I thumbs up the videos. I turned up, No bottlers on Man City Fan TV. We show up. But Richard's saying Super League means the end of football. Might as well include the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, and we'll be playing 7 games a year in a country that has absolutely no footballing heritage or interest in the sport just because it has particularly large amounts of money or something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. That's why their stadiums, the arenas are like 15,000 and they're charging like 2,000 a ticket, and it's all types of absolute madness. Yeah, I've got friends in America that pay season tickets for things, and they pay astronomical money in comparison to what we pay for football. It's just that it's money talks, and it's gonna, as I said earlier when I started to talk about this briefly, it's gonna turn a lot of working class fans away. Like I can't afford to go to too many games a year. Like if this sort of things happen, when am I going to see a game? My team in a stadium, like how much am I going to have to pay to watch a game? Pay £200 on the travel, 150 on the ticket, 50 on food, 50, 100 on accommodation. It's just ridiculous. It's just unbelievable. It's really sad, and it's just driving the fans away from the sport. Maybe it will work because people around the world will be paying money to get them, but it's just rough, man. It's just rough. Anyways, as it's Dupes, I'm going to read out your scores. He's gone with a 6.1 for Stefan, 5.5 for Cancelo, 6.8 for Diaz, 7.9 for Laporte, 5.5 for Ferner, 7.1 for Rodri, 6.1 for KDB, 7.1 for Foden. Sterling got a 4.1, Jesus a 4.1, Fran a 5.5, 6.1 for Gundo, and Mendy 2.1. Just for that goal, should have run faster, should have tried, shouldn't he, mate? It was a rough one, mate. It was a rough one. That's no problem at all, mate. As always, mate. No worries. Hey, Kieran, how you doing? No worries for the late arrival. We're pretty much just wrapping up now. There was potentially supposed to be an announcement at 9:30 about this Super League that I was going to stay on to just have a chat with you guys about. But it's been knocked back to 10:30, and I'm not staying all night for an announcement that might never come. So just going to get into what some of your guys' thoughts are and other little bits of comments of what you're thinking about before I just do a couple other little shout-outs before we get out and I wrap up the show tonight. Lenny, I hope we're not involved in this too. The Dean said, had a season ticket for 47 years. If we go to the Super League route, that's me done. I'm confident you're not the only person, the Dean, mate. I'm confident you're not the only person that's going to be in that one. I can't tell Sterling, Mendy, and Jesus just must have gotten low scores. Yeah, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Dupes. If City go for this, they've lost their soul. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be echoing that sentiment, Paul. I'll follow snooker or another sport, but I'll always have my eye on City. It's a habit. Yeah, I think a lot of people be like that, mate. I've always been a big athletics fan. So I might start getting back into tennis. You know, I used to love tennis when I was a kid, but I don't watch it anymore. Maybe speedway. I don't know. You know, maybe something else. I think a lot of people are going to lose a lot of interest. The amount of interest they have with the sport if this sort of thing happens. OPX is saying, "Hi, Kurt. Are we doing? What are we doing? Arsenal is the joke." Sorry, what, mate? I'm absolutely miffed. Is that someone in the comments, or am I just unable to read? Might just be my inability to read. Dyslexia is a great time. Sean's asking me if he'll think we'll beat PSG. Based on Saturday, I'd say you've not got a bean in hell, but it's obviously not going to be that. I hope it's not that team that plays against PSG. So we're in the semi-final. We give it all our best, see what we do in it. If we go through, great. If we go out, it's what it is. We got to the semi-final. At least we got through the quarters. You know, it's one of those for me. Nadine's saying PSG and Bayern are not in for the Super League because they have zero competition. They win the league every year. Well, no, the reason there's no German teams in is because the German clubs are owned. 51 plus rule means that the majority of the club is owned by the fans, so they wouldn't be able to get it. Everything has to be fan approved in Germany. It's the reason why their league's so healthy, and there's a lot of reasons why the German league's so healthy and still one of the better leagues out there. And for the French sides, I think no French sides have been invited. Lenny's going, "We love you, Oldham." We do. Mate, this might start like a chain of events where everyone just starts supporting their local non-league side or whatever, like whatever's closest to their doorstep. He meant why Arsenal in the Super League? I don't know. Large foreign fan base, their American sports franchise owner probably is the reason. But yeah, guys, as I said, I'm not going to stay until 10:30 to wait and talk about speculative things that I don't know what's happening or what's going on. But I'm sure if the announcement comes out, Andy's going to be on it like a hawk, figuring out what's what and what's going on. But before we get off again, I do want to say an absolute massive thank you to Philip Ward, Malcolm Horner, Ozzy, Charlie Everett, and Ronnie Beaver for joining us on Patreon. Absolute legends. Ozzy, being on the tier 3, is going to get the Melbourne City versus Melbourne Victory vlog tonight, all of it, and all the other guys on Patreon will get that either tomorrow, and there'll be a largely edited down version for the subscribers on YouTube in about a week's time for that one. So that should be some good fun. It was big victory for them boys over in Melbourne, 7-0. Last one was absolutely cracking the vlog, so hopefully this one's going to be absolutely another great one. But with regards to the result, rubbish result, sucks to get knocked out, but we got to the semi-final of the FA Cup. We got beaten by the better side for me on the day. They were good for the win, and credit to them. I don't like being a salty fan, never have been. And we march on. We got Leeds next. Should be a tough game. They're playing some decent football, and they've still got potential hopes of maybe a European march alive for them. So they're not going to be easy. I believe Grealish is still out. Don't know what's happening with that. I'm sure previews are coming with that stuff. And then we march on to that cup final, which is big. I want a completely different performance for that one, but I'll get into some goodbyes before we jump off. But as I said, legends for joining the Patreon. Don't forget to subscribe. And if any of you are interested in joining the Patreon, links are always in the description as always, but I'll put it in the chat as well for you guys. More content and stuff will be coming out and regarding with that. And as I said, the video's going live for all the guys who already have joined. But thanks for joining me, guys. Rubbish result, and this Super League fan leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But Super League plan, sorry, not fan, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys. CM City Saints, thanks. No, thank you guys for joining me as always. It's an absolute pleasure to chat to you guys. Great live stream. Stay safe. All yeah, as I said, content coming all week as always. Cheers, Kamal. Kurt's legend. Cheers, Kieran, mate. You guys are the legends. You guys are the legends. David's on. Hello and goodbye to you, mate. Cheers from SOS. Yeah, I enjoy coming on and chatting to you guys. Like I said, hopefully this Super League's a load of guff and it gets poo-pooed really quickly. And hopefully we get back on the winning ways when we get into Villa. And Cheers, Chris. Hope you're doing well, mate. I hope you're having a nice rest, ready for back to work. Yeah, more big news coming in the next hour, guys. As always, with football, it always is. It keeps on rolling. But this has been Kurt from Man City Fan TV. You guys have been awesome, as always. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, up the Blues, boys. Have a good one.